Hello everyone and welcome to the Sports Arcade YouTube channel. This is your host, Christian Sanderford. I'm going to be taking you guys through the top 10 running back prospects of the 2025 NFL Draft. I want to say thank you for coming in and viewing this with us. This is a really good list we have today and I'm ready to get started. Let's dive right on into number 10. At number 10, we have Damian Martinez out of the University of Miami, Florida. He is 6 foot flat at 217 pounds, getting pro comps to Deontay Foreman. He has a starter or maybe committee back potential, and he's looked at to be drafted in about the 4th to 5th round. He had about 3,169 rushing yards on 6.2 yards per carry for his career and 26 touchdowns. He's a powerful finisher inside, and he's nimble inside as well. He accelerates very well. However, he's very poor at picking up the blitz. He has below average hands, and he lacks breakaway speed. That is ultimately why we are putting Damian Martinez here at the 10th spot. Moving on to number 9, we do have DJ Giddens. DJ Giddens is coming out of Kansas State, and he's at 6'1", 212 pounds. He's getting pro comps to Tyrone Tracy, and he has starter or RB3 in rotation level potential. He's looking at getting drafted around the 4th to 5th round, and he has 2 1,000-yard seasons under his belt, 6.55 yards per carry in 2024, and he only had 1 fumble over the last 2 years. He's a patient runner with good balance and good vision. However, he does lack some burst and a little bit of acceleration, and he struggles in a pass pro offense. Overall, I like DJ Giddens a lot. I think DJ Giddens could be a solid depth piece for a team in this draft. He's a lot like Damian Martinez in that sense. Coming in at number 8, we have Devin Neal out of Kansas. Standing at 5'11", 213 pounds. He has pro comps to Devin Singletary. And he has starter or even a very high-end backup potential. He's projected to get drafted in somewhere around the 3rd to 5th round. And he has a lifetime 4,343 career rushing yards, 49 touchdowns, and he had 3 1,000-yard seasons. He's reliable, smart, good in zone concepts, and he has soft hands. But he does lack top-end speed. He's not dynamic post-catch, and he has pretty average creativity. That's ultimately why we're putting Devin Neal here at the 8th spot. Moving on to number 7, we have Dylan Sampson out of Tennessee. Dylan Sampson stands at 5'8", 200 pounds, and he's getting pro comps to Brian Westbrook. He does have starter or even 3rd down back potential, and he's projected somewhere in between the 3rd to 5th round as well. He had 1,491 rushing yards and 22 touchdowns last year, and he was the Offensive Player of the Year of the SEC. He has elite burst with one-cut explosiveness and great vision. However, his ball security, his light build, and his limitations in the pass protection are his weaknesses. And that's ultimately why we have Dylan Sampson at the number 7 spot. Coming in at this number 6 spot, we have fan favorite Cam Skattebo out of Arizona State. He stands 5'9.5" at 219 pounds. He's getting pro comps to Jaylen Warren, and he even has Pro Bowl or RB2, maybe even RB1 traits. He's projected to go somewhere between the 3rd and 4th round. And he was a first-team AP All-American with 2,316 scrimmage yards with 21 touchdowns in 2024. He has a powerful frame. He's elite versus contact. He has great balance, and he's a versatile receiver. However, he does have fumble issues, he lacks top end speed, and he's a very straight line runner. That is ultimately why we have put Cam Scatavo in at this 6th spot. Nothing to scoff at, I still think he could be a really good running back. Coming in at number 5, we do have Caleb Johnson out of Iowa. This is one of my favorite running backs in the class, however, I couldn't rank him above the next 4. Caleb Johnson out of Iowa is at 6'1", 224 pounds, and he's getting pro comps to Tyler Algier. He has starter level potential, and he is supposed to be drafted somewhere between the 2nd and 3rd round. He was 2024 Big Ten Running Back of the Year with 1,537 rushing yards with 23 touchdowns. His strengths are that he has big play vision, he has decisive one-cut ability, and he's a very strong finisher. However, his weaknesses are that he lacks pass pro polish, he's a very upright runner, and he has very limited agility. I like Caleb Johnson a lot. I think he's going to be a very good back in the NFL. I don't know if he's going to be a superstar, but I think he can be a starter. Coming in at number 4, we have Quinshon Judkins. Judkins is coming out of Ohio State, standing 6 foot flat at 221 pounds. He's getting pro comps to Joe Mixon, and he has starter or even RB1 upside right off the bat. He's projected to be drafted in the 2nd round, and he had 3,785 rushing yards, 45 touchdowns. He was a 2024 national champion, a 2022 SEC Freshman of the Year. That's quite the award list for Quinshon Judkins. He's very tough between tackles. He's a strong finisher, and he's a very patient outside runner. However, his weaknesses do include he has limited lateral agility, very tight hips, and he's inefficient versus fast defenses. Overall, I like Quinshon Judkins a lot. He could be a very good back in the NFL, but I like his counterpart coming in at number 3 a little bit better. TreVeyon Henderson, coming out of Ohio State. TreVeyon stands at 5'10", 202 pounds, and he's getting pro comps to Aaron Jones, who is still a very good running back for Minnesota. He has Pro Bowl or high-end starting ability right off the bat. He's projected to be a 1st or 2nd round pick, and he has 3,761 career rushing yards, 42 touchdowns, and he was also a 2024 national champion. He has very explosive speed, he's excellent in pass protection, and he's very strong as an outside zone runner. However, his weaknesses are that he has very inconsistent vision, he's a 1-speed runner, and he has limited creativity in traffic. Overall, I think TreVeyon Henderson is going to be a very good running back in the NFL. We'll see. I think whatever team's going to draft him is going to be very lucky. Not as lucky as the next 2 teams, though, as number 2 running back for this 2025 draft class, as you can see, is Omarion Hampton out of North Carolina. Omarion stands 6 foot flat at 221 pounds, and he's getting Steven Jackson pro comps with Pro Bowl or starting level potential right off the bat. He's projected around a 1st or 2nd round pick, and he was a 2-time 2nd team AP All-American with 2,000 AP yards in 2024 with 15 rushing touchdowns. Hampton is all you need in an NFL running back, as you can tell with all that he's done in college and his draft position as well as his NFL comp, Steven Jackson, who is a very good underrated running back. His strengths are that he has a very good size and power combo, and he's very good off tackles. He has great vision, and he's a red zone force. However, he is a one-speed runner with inconsistent vision at times running inside. And he does sometimes lack elusiveness. However, though, Hampton isn't really a miss if you draft him. I think he's going to be a very good running back no matter where he goes. And like I said before, whatever team drafts him is going to be very lucky. But number 1, you guessed it, Ashton Jeanty out of Boise State, standing at 5'8.5", 211 pounds, getting pro comps to LaDainian Tomlinson, Hall of Fame MVP running back. That's quite the comparison. He does have All-Pro or Hall of Fame potential, and he's projected in the first round. He was a Doak Walker and the Maxwell winner and a Heisman finalist, 2,601 rushing yards and 29 touchdowns in 2024. Just crazy numbers. Elite vision, great burst. He has great contact balance, rare wiggle and power combo, and then he has a heavy workload, so you kind of worry about that, but you know that he can handle it. But his weaknesses are that he does fumble, he has tight hips, and he's not great under pressure. But he is the best running back in this entire class, and he is worthy of a first-round draft pick. Ashton Jeanty will be a great running back in the NFL, as well as Hampton. Thank you guys so much. Go and listen to our podcast on Apple Podcasts and subscribe and like the video. Feel free to email us with some suggestions or, anything that you really want to shoot us our way, feel that we can improve. I'd love to hear it. Thanks again and have a great rest of your day.